I love you so much.
Tynomi Banks, you have paved the way for so many in this community. And while this may be a speed bump, honey, the road ahead is wide open.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, sashay away.
Girl. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We love you, honey.
I love you
so much.
I'm so proud of myself. Thank you. I've made it this far, and I'm gonna continue going, shooting for the stars. Love everyone.
We love you.
Thank you.
Love you.
I'm Tynomi Banks. I'm on Canada's Drag Race, and I'm a superstar. That's what I do.
Accurate. Yeah, so just to get started, how did you get into drag first?
I dabbled in it because of Halloween. Usually, drag queens are made on Pride or Halloween, and I'm a Halloween baby for sure. Yeah, no, the first time I even did it was like I looked like I think Tina Turner, like a young version, and I named myself Kiki. And then there was a break, and then the next time I did it, I was more serious about it. And my drag mother, Nicolette Brown, she did my makeup, and we literally sat there. We're like, oh, she's like, you're giving me Tyra Banks, and I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, who else? Who else? She's like, oh, you're giving me Naomi Campbell. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, like we need to combine these names, and then we found we're like Tynomi Banks, and it just came together. So, first time in drag.
I was actually wondering if that was the origin of the name, because I was like, is that a Tyra Naomi portmanteau? And it turns out it is.
Yes. I just was like, let me make my mothers proud.
Mm-hmm. So going into performing on Drag Race, like what was sort of your mindset having this be sort of your next big adventure in drag?
So I was kind of not prepared, because you just think of you design a plan that you want to, and how you're going to tackle it. And I think I was going in at it not in a competition mindset. I was like, I'm going to tackle this like I would do a performance, and just try to put that element in it. And it didn't work out in that way. So it was frustrating, because I was trying literally 1,000%, trying all these things. And it's a lot, because like all of a sudden this show, you're a drag queen that has to make clothes, act, sing, dance, like just all at you. And just, I guess the way the challenges were given to me, that was my demise.
Yeah, a lot of designy, crafty things really early on.
Yeah, thank you, Project Runway. Like,
I have a question. Who would you have been for Snatch Game?
Ooh, it's my favorite. It's Grace
I love
Jones.
Snatch Game. Ooh, oh, that would have been so good.
I don't know how to do impersonation, so it would have been so funny. That's why it just tears me up that I'm not there doing it.
Also, for the record, I feel like your guys' outfits were cute. I liked them. I liked them a lot. Like, I don't know. I didn't get it, personally.
It was cohesive. That's what I'm going to say. Like, literally, I don't believe we should have been in the bottom. I respect the judges, but do I agree with them? Hell no.
Respectful dissent is part of the democratic process.
And I think it was hard. Like, all of us did amazing at the challenges. So I just don't believe my group should have been in the bottom. That's all.
No. Also, just taking it back to that last lip sync for a second, I think that was my favorite lip sync so far on the show. And I think it's because you guys were clearly having so much fun, right? Like it just seemed so joyful in a weird way. And to come back from this moment of like everyone clearly struggling and like going through it to like, fuck it, we're just gonna like rip chunks off our costume and use them as pom-poms and like, it was so...
We were fighting for the same thing, to be there, but it was just the connection that we had. We knew we're fighting for this, but like I don't know, you're right, there was some type of energy. Even seeing it on the show last night, I was like, oh my gosh. And like then me voguing and then throwing pieces over there, I was just like, okay, And I literally never performed Avril Lavigne in my life. So I have to look into it a little bit deeper now.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you voguing to Avril Lavigne is like Canadian Heritage Minute. Like that should have been the Canadian Heritage Minute
The world
from
was
last
shook.
week.
The world was shook. They're like, what is happening?
And I love it too. Like this is just me as a viewer, but I love when it's the queens are having fun together and they're playing off each other, and there's a spirit of like it's not just you're out there to outdo each other, but in the same way that you'd be there to outdo like a friend, right? Like almost like it's a little bit of a friendly kind of back and forth. Like for a second there, I was just like, can this be a Shantae You Both Stay? Is this RuPaul's Best Friend race?
Plot
Like,
twist. I really needed that to happen. I wish. I thought, you know what? Deep down, I was like, oh, we killed this. Like, we really, really killed this. It's going to be a hard decision. And like, I literally thought we would have, that would have been for like an amazing moment. But whatever, I'm out. Like, but the
yeah.
whole world is very not like on the same page with you. I shouldn't have been in the bottom.
So yeah, what's next for you after this?
Like I think I'm going to do that music thing. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. No, like it was so fun, the process and everything. And yeah, and you live once. Let me do it. Now that I have this platform, I think people are gonna be like reaching out to me, wanting to do some things, you know?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Just that I'm gorgeous, fabulous, and stay tuned for future things.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you.